I just love my curly hair. When I wear my hair curly, I feel like, I'm home. For many years, I straightened my hair, I dyed my hair. I did whatever I could to not look like someone that had curly hair. And it was back in the 90s, the whole Friends look where Rachel had her hair nice and straight and highlights, and I just so much wanted to be like that. Or the Victoria's Secret models, that they had the highlights and their hair was nice and flowy and straight. So I always tried to straighten my hair out, and boy, did I have so much. It was like a whole 2-3 hours to straighten out my hair. I mean, back in the day, there wasn't all these different tools that there is now to make it so easy and effective, efficient time. It took forever for me to straighten my hair. And so I didn't want to wash my hair for like a week after all that work. And so when I was going against my DNA, against me having curly hair, I struggled so much. I damaged my hair. I got a bunch of split ends. It took so much, consumed so much of my time. There was always some kind of struggle. We could say that there was no balance and harmony. And now that I've been studying about behavior and been studying about values and more beliefs, I believe the same thing. I believe that God inherently gave us these values that we have within us that are not from outside of us. And we can't find them outside because they're inherently inside us. But many of us don't know what they are. So we don't know whether we're running towards our values of how we're created or away from those values. So it's very difficult to be true to yourself. Just like I knew that I had curly hair, at least I knew that, but I was always going against it. So what would happen? All these different kinds of negative consequences. Not drastic, obviously, right? But when you know your value, when you know your curly hair, then you know how to work with it. You know how to either run, because I could say, you know what? I don't like my curly hair. I'm going to just straighten my hair until I can. And as long as I'm okay with the time that it takes, as long as I'm okay with the damage and the extra money and resources I have to put on my hair so it doesn't look damaged, then that's me, right? Same thing with you. If you know your value and you want to run away from it, so you'll do whatever you can to run away from it. You will put the extra conditioner, you will do whatever the extra time, that's because that's what you want to do. But if you know that you have curly hair, wouldn't it be better if you know your value, wouldn't it be better to work with your value? Because now you are working with what you inherently were given from God, from this power that's outside of your time and space. And then there's products that you could use. There's techniques and tools that you could use to enhance your hair, to enhance your value. And let me tell you, when I have my curly hair, everything's in balance. I feel I don't know, somehow, some weird way, everything just feels good in my body. When you are true to who you are and your value, everything in your body's humming. Your mind, your spirit, your body, all in balance, all in harmony. When we are away from our values, it creates a lot of turmoil in our body because our mind and our spirit and our body, they love to feel in balance. But when they're not in balance, a lot of turmoil happens. This could be disease. This could be anxiety. This could be stress. This is our body telling us, I don't like this. Please go back and run with what you were meant to be. Same thing. If you don't know, not same thing, but this is just exactly what happens. When we run away from our values, that's what happens. We create an imbalance in our body that creates what I just mentioned earlier, that disease, that anxiety, that stress, that less than wonderful feeling, as my mentor would say, Heather McKee. So know your values, know your worth, and work with them. Run towards them, but run away those that are negative, because we also have negative values. And so I'm going to talk about that next time. All right. Love you guys. Okay, guys. So I've been kind of like in a little slump because I've kind of gotten a little bit burned out on some of the foods that I've had this whole summer. But I ventured out a little bit. But let me tell you, I'm coming back because this makes me feel so good. This huge salad, this is what makes me feel alive. And I guess it's because it's alive. I'm not going to say that I'm never going to eat cooked food because I don't like absolutes. I only like one absolute, and he's up there. But I just want to make sure that sometimes I might post that I have oatmeal, pumpkin, sweet potato, and I don't want to be judged. I don't want to put myself in a little box saying I'm only raw food. I don't know, depending on how I feel and how it makes my body feel. I like how this makes me feel. But nevertheless, I might have only the, how can I say, I could only go and take it day by day. And so for right now, this is what I'm having for today. All right, guys, here I am with my big salad. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't know what tomorrow brings, but I do know that I like the way I feel with these raw meals because obviously I'm having all these enzymes that are alive, they're not cooked. Obviously my body's gonna feel it. But also at the same time I have to realize that I'm human and I have to have compassion on myself. I'm doing the best that I can, and I encourage you also to think that way. Sometimes when we go into this lifestyle, it's like all or nothing. Oh, I want to be like Christina. Oh, I want to be like Jillian Berry. Oh, I want to be like Gabby. Oh, I want to be with like whoever. Not like you want to be like me, but I'm just using me as an example, right? But in reality, you have to realize that you're doing the best that you can. Where were you a year ago? Where were you 2 years ago? Where were you a month ago? Where were you a week ago? Were you eating this way? Start from the moment that you changed. And I'm pretty sure that you've come a long way. So here's to my salad. Really quick, I also made these chia seed and everything bagel crackers. Let me tell you, chia seeds work better with me than flax seed. When I have flax seed, oh, it just really tears me up from the floor up. Chia seed, on the other hand, perfect. Works really perfect with my digestion. You have to figure out what works for you. If a recipe has flaxseed, chia seed, whatever, and the person the influencer that's making the recipe, she's like, or he's like, wow, this is delicious. Don't force yourself to like it. Don't force yourself to eat it. Check and see how it feels in your body.